I've learned to be persistent. So even through the tough times, the amount of calls that I'm able to make, the amount of people I'm able to talk to, and know that so that for them to know that I'm in real estate, that'll increase my success ratio. And it'll increase the referral base, the amount of people that I'm able to call and touch base in order to get transactions closed.
How many calls are you making a day?
We'll run around about 20 calls, 20 conversations a day that I'm having about real estate, and then dealing with managing my team.
And how do you find people to have conversations with?
I go back to the same database, the same people that I've been networking with, the events that I've been attending, the places I get to meet people at, my past clients. So the database, when we talk about our database, we're talking about our past clients. So going back into the past clients and actually reaching out to them.
If I'm a real estate agent and I'm sitting, I don't know, in Florida and I'm watching this video about you and I'm just trying to rack my brain about where have I not thought of going to have a conversation? Where's some of the most profitable places you found to talk to people about real estate?
Profitable places, I have always found that I like to do a lot of events and attend a lot of workshops. So I like to involve myself in business, like chambers of commerce and business-oriented places. So, or even if I'm at a Starbucks and I see somebody that I can have a conversation with, if they look kind of, like most of the time they might be working, or if they're having a cup of coffee, I'll ask them, so what do you do for a living? And automatically, they will automatically ask me, what do I do for a living? So it gives me an opportunity to actually let them know that I'm in real estate.
And it's led to getting some business for you?
It has, absolutely, absolutely, because most of the time I'm looking for people who are influencers. So in a Chamber of Commerce, most people who attend are leaders or leaders of a business. So during the processes or organizations like that or similar to those, I know that I'm talking to people who are influential.
Okay, and give me an idea of what you would say if you approach somebody at a mixer to talk about real estate. What's something you would say to them right off the bat?
So it goes to the same thing. I always ask, so what is your name and what do you do for a living? I try to get myself into that particular question before I talk about myself. So I'll go into their industry and ask them questions about their industry. If they're like, oh, I'm an engineer, okay, what type of engineer? What type of work do you do? How do you like it? How do you enjoy your day-to-day? How is it? And usually that opens up for them to be, get them comfortable because it's about them, not about me. So once it gets to that and I'm, complimenting them on whatever they're saying to me, I'm always trying to find, an area to make them smile. So once I'm able to get to that and have that conversation started, if they don't ask me, eventually it always comes to be. But just in case they weren't to ask me, I would obviously give them my card and let them know what I do. But most of the time, after you've had such a conversation and going to somebody's industry, they will almost always ask you, what do you do? And it's a great way to also express my day-to-day and how my workflow is. And I always like giving them stats. So I always like saying, by the way, perhaps you don't know, but there's over 1.5 million licensed agents in the country, which half of them don't produce. And we happen to be, and I give them my stats, I give them my numbers, so that always grabs their attention.
That's great. What's one piece of advice you can give other agents that you'd wish you'd known in your first year of business?
That it really depended on how many people I had conversations about real estate and not being afraid to go off after expireds for sale by owners and just talking to people. So knowing that and understanding that I need to keep track of my ratios of how good am I at converting the business, and understanding that it is predictable. And that's something that I didn't understand in the beginning of my business, that it could be predictable.